Hey guys, and welcome to Piper's, I don't know, Living Large Home Edition. I'm not sure what to call this, but what we're going to do it's not really an official episode. I think I might even just put this as a link under the next episode. But what I'm going to do is we are going to completely bulldoze this lot, and I've been thinking about this all week long, and I really want to do a tiny home. I think it'd be a lot of fun. I'm really dying to play with the pack more. I've been watching some YouTube videos. I've been reading some blogs and just trying to see what everybody else has been up to. And I've got a kind of an image in my head of what I want it to look like. So I just kind of want to dive in and do that. But in order to do that, we have to get everybody out of the house. Um, so I'm just going to kind of have everybody go here. And don't worry, I'm going to salvage basically all of our home stuff. So I don't end up having to pay double price or whatever for anything crazy. Because, you know, when you have to sell the bed and then rebuy the bed, they don't give you the proper price for it. So let's do that first. Everyone outside. Come on, guys. Everyone out. So, jumping right on in. Okay, so first things first, we're going to put everything into inventory, and I want to salvage as much as possible from this because when you play Sims and if you are upgrading or building or bulldozing or whatever, even if you put the exact same objects in you had in before, you still end up selling them when you bulldoze for a lower amount than you would when you, of course, have to buy them back for the brand new price. So I I I want to reuse and recycle our stuff. As you can see, I'm moving the windows over, moving the doors over. I'm putting everything else into inventory that I can: the lights, the sink, the fridge, the chairs, tables, just everything is going into inventory. Um, Basically, it was going to get to where if I ended up not using it or not eating it, I would sell it at the end. But I think I used just about everything I saved. I don't think there's a single thing. Well, I think there's like maybe three things we ended up deleting at the end because I either didn't realize we even owned them or I ended up not needing it. Like, I think I didn't need that extra set of stairs. I think I only used one set of stairs. Um, there's just a few things that are a little different. And this house ends up being a little funky, a little bit weird. I hope you guys like it. So I know it's moving kind of fast, but it's kind of a speed build, you know. So right now we're just getting rid of everything we don't need anymore, moving all the things out, and actually, I'm going to be doing a tiny build. What that was, I don't know if you saw it real fast. It just happened. There was a plate, a dirty plate in the living room, and it was driving me a little crazy. So I had to go back to live mode, throw it away, and then go back into build mode. And this is where the crazy part starts. It's a little funky. It's a little weird. I may end up hating it and changing it later. I don't know, but as of right now, I think it looks kind of neat. Um, I'm creating this to be kind of like a little solarium on this end. You can kind of walk into that downstairs area. I think there's a better way to do this. I don't know. I'm going to play around with it later. This is my first time ever trying to do something like this. So there might be a better way to do it. I'm not 100% positive. Oh, my dogs are going bonkers. Hang on. Um, all right, sorry about that. So, yeah, so this house, as you can see, I forgot the roof, so I'll take this down in a second. Um, but I mean, this house is going to be a little weird, a little quirky. I like the loft style. I always think of lofts when I think of tiny homes, so I really wanted a loft of some sort up there. Um, that I just think they're really fun. So I ended up doing like this loft and making it kind of the parents' area. It's kind of the skill building area, which I guess the kids will go into eventually when they are older. Right now we got a bunch of Todds, so not too worried about that yet. I will say that we use pretty much all of our funds. I got the hiccups, sorry. But yeah, so I'm trying to fiddle with everything and figure out the layout and how I want it to look and what I want it to be, and try to decide if it's big enough. And yeah, so it's kind of going back and forth and doing and undoing. This is the thrill of the build. Um, I really don't know if you guys like watching me build because my brain is kind of all over the place when I build. So I literally go back and forth a few times, doing like a yes, no, yes, no, and this was a no, and then changing this up a little bit, then trying again, basically. Um, and I was like, I do want the loft up here, and I was trying to decide how I wanted it to go. And then it kind of like clicked. I was like, oh yeah, okay, wait, no, I don't want like walls. I want like kind of like an overlook to where you can, it's open to the ground below. It is not going to be outdoors or anything. That's actually the inside of the house. It's going to overlook the living room, um, kind of overlook. I guess the overlook the parents' bedroom, I believe. Trying to remember how I did that. We'll see that in a minute. Um, but I was just fiddling with everything here, trying to make it fit. And looking at that through that window right there, I was like, ooh, nope, I do not want that to be a whole wall. I want that to be a half a wall. Um, so then I was trying to figure out how I wanted that to go and what I wanted it to be. And I was trying to think in my head, and I was like, oh, I want it to be the dining room. So I thought these sliding doors would look really, really cool. They're from Island Living. I've actually never used them before, and I've been wanting to use them, so I was very excited when I was like, oh, yeah, these look great. These will work perfectly. So then I put our dining room, which of course is the most fancy dining room table ever that we have in our inventory. Um, I'm just kidding. I'm reusing and recycling all of our stuff because trying to, minimize that footprint, minimize how much money we're spending. And then I turned on the object move cheat, which isn't really a cheat sheet. It's just a being able to move objects without being interrupted by the game. Um, so it's not one of those cheats that'll get me in trouble in the challenge or anything. It doesn't give me any other perks other than being able to move my, you know, it was for my cupboards. I was trying to make them move, and then I realized, duh, the reason why they can't fit there is because of that sliding door. Which it didn't. My brain works at different speeds, and I think of different things as I think of them. And then I realized that I want the bathroom tucked in behind the stairs. And then I was trying to try to figure out how to put a door there because they won't go under the stairs because the stairs are too short. And then I was trying to think of what else I could do. So I moved the kitchen around and I put the door over there. And no, that's not going to work. But what I was saying about my brain going at different speeds is it does click in a little bit here. You'll see it click to where I'm like, oh yeah, I could totally just flip those doors around and they won't be as big of an issue. But yay me. I don't clue in until a few minutes later. But anyway, so I got the kitchen kind of the way I wanted it. I want a big kitchen at some point in time. I know that's what I want down the road. But right now, this quaint little cute galley kitchen is just perfect for what we need for our family. Especially with the nice little dining area out there. It's just fine. And half the time, the family ends up eating on the couch anyway. Um, and this is me trying to figure out how I wanted the living room to go. And I was like, nope, that's too small. So I just moved that wall out of the way and was trying to figure out how I wanted it to go. And then I put the bathtub in. I was like, that's too small too. So I moved that out and extended the bathroom by a wall tile and realized, wait, the door can go there like I wanted, kind of under the stairs. So I did that. And then I realized that I could kind of move the counters different or add counters. Anyway, I was messing with stuff, trying to figure out how to make it all work and why it wasn't clicking. And then I was like, oh yeah, duh. Okay. And then I go back to the bathroom and I'm just trying to unload stuff out of our inventory. This is not how I want the stuff to lay out yet. I start moving stuff around and getting the layout how I want it. And of course trying to remember to put down floor tiles because I forget to put down flooring. Yeah, I've actually forgotten to put down flooring quite often. This is where I realized, oh, the doors. No, not here. I guess it's not here. And then I was like, oh, wait, I want this to be an open concept so I can see out of the beautiful windows up there and maybe kind of gaze around my computer desk. I might get a short desk so I can actually just see out beyond my computer out into the woods. But right now, that's the desk we had in our inventory. That was what we can afford, is what we already had. One day we can ramp up and get the nice desk that's shorter that I can just look out into the windows, out into the garden. That is mostly dead right now. And then we put the birth certificates up because they were originally in our bedroom, Piper's bedroom, but I realized I did not want them there. I wanted them in the living room. Which, in all fairness, it was kind of our living room slash bedroom slash kitchen at one point in time. So technically, at one point in time, it was in the living room. And then this was me just trying to figure out how I wanted things to go, where I wanted the bedrooms to be, and I was like, where do I want the master to be? And then I was like, thinking about it, I kind of want the master off the kitchen. I like when my bedroom is off the kitchen because I don't have to, go very far to get a midnight snack. Also, it kind of spaces them away from the kids a little bit since I'm going to put the kids at the other end of the living room. So there was a little bit of a disconnect there, not being too far away from your little ones, but being far enough away where you get a little bit of a breathing room. It's always good, especially when they start getting older and they start listening to the music or, wanting their privacy or whatever. So I was kind of thinking long term there. This rug was in our inventory, so I wanted to use it. I couldn't remember where it was at in our other house, so I put it in the bathroom. And I think I start kind of just dumping stuff out of our inventory here in a minute. Maybe I'm wrong. Could be wrong. I am wrong. I think I'm trying to figure out how big I want the kids' rooms to be. Or maybe I'm dumping stuff out of the inventory. Maybe all of the above. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm basically just battling in my head of where I want this wall and where I want the kids' rooms to be. Um, so I complete the living room so I can sit and think about it for a second. And then I realize that I kind of wanted both things on those window things on both sides of the house. And then I was like, oh, wait, the kids, their playroom can totally be in the other sunroom, basically. I was like, that's a really cool idea. It's a cool idea in theory. I don't end up putting a lot of stuff in their quote unquote playroom. It actually ends up being more like a room for the dollhouse, which is fine. But then I realized these were uneven, so I moved those over. And yeah, it ends up being a whole thing where I'm just trying to get the house sorted the way I want it because I wanted that one uneven lip at the end. So once again, didn't look like a big flat box against a box. I wanted kind of a little bit outside of the flat wall, flat wall, flat wall thing. Then I realized that's not evenly spaced, so I ended up moving that entire wall because that would have driven me crazy. Because there was two tiles on one side and one tile on the other, and I just could not deal with that. So, and then I started looking at the master bedroom, and I realized I don't like that; it's too boxy. So I got rid of those two walls, and then I put a diagonal, and I put the door on the diagonal, which I thought really just kind of fit that space. Like I felt like better about it after I did it. I thought it meshed better. I thought it kind of flowed a little bit better from the stairs into the kitchen into the master. Um, and then I was like, oh wait, kids, I gotta actually do the kids' rooms. And I kept messing with the controller in a way, and that's uneven. So I was like, nope, not putting a divided room there. We'll fix that eventually, and undid it. And then I just decided just to put all their beds in one side, and the toilet's kind of on the other side. And then I was like, oh, dollhouse, don't forget the dollhouse. And um, you'll see that here, dollhouse. And I'll move stuff around just for the dollhouse. Then I'll be like, oh, wait a minute. Um, let's put there. I'm dumping stuff out of the inventory right now. But my brain is actively thinking dollhouse, dollhouse. I don't like the dollhouse there. And then I'm dumping more stuff. And then I'm like, nope, I don't like the dollhouse there. This is actually what our brain is thinking. And then I'm like, oh, look, dollhouse outside. Inside the, the lighted play area, like I said earlier, is what I wanted. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's what you wanted. And then I put the night out by the kids' room so that you could protect the kids. And once again, dumping just more stuff into the house, trying to make sure every room has lights and every room has its proper stuff. I really get everything out of our inventory. Um, I don't like the way I space those gnomes. I think I'm going to end up spreading them out more. That's where I realized I could flip the door the other way. Had my genius moment. And let's see, I think I thought, oh, let's get a trash can. And then I realized I hated the way each one of those trash cans sat there. So I think I just ended up not putting a trash can there. It's like it didn't sit right where I wanted it to sit, and I didn't want it to kind of block the door. It was very weird for me. I might end up putting a trash can there, or maybe a plant or something. I feel like it needs something there. Oh, wait. See, now that I'm actually thinking about it, I probably could put that cute little hanging plant that came with Tiny Living. There's like these, oh my gosh, I know what they're called. I just can't think of it now that I want to name it. They're really cute. If we have the money for, which I can't remember how much we end up with at the very end, I might pop those in there when we start playing our next episode, basically. But yeah, so this is a lot of fun. I really loved this build. It's very weird and quirky for me. I tend to do very much traditional houses, very, farmhouse looking houses tends to be where I go because those are the things growing up that I always wanted. And so I think that's why I tend to go that direction with my Sims a lot, is because it's kind of like my quote unquote dream house look. Um, but I'm trying to get myself to jump out of that box I put myself in and start being a little more quirky and fun um, with my Sims houses. So I thought of this and I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. And I was like, oh, a more modern vibe. That'll be great. And this is where I was trying to figure out the roofs. Like, this was so complicated in my brain because I knew what I wanted it to look like, and then it wasn't turning out that way at all. And I was very disturbed by it. So I was like, okay, this is not turning out like I wanted. So I kept messing with stuff and kept messing with stuff, and I'm not I'm not 100% convinced I have it where I want it yet. Um, I guess it's one of those things that I'll know when I know. I might come in to record Piper's next episode. Yeah, this paint job here was killing me, so I ended up just changing the entire thing. Um, but I might fall in love with it once we start playing with it. I'm not sure yet. It's kind of hard to know if I'm going to love something until I actually get in and start using it with my Sims. Because sometimes you like look at it and go, oh, that looks so neat. And then you'll try to get your Sims in there and everything's complicated and it's hard to move and it's hard to do things. And that's when you're like, yeah, no. I thought I was gonna like this. I changed my mind. So I'm not sure. I'm thinking I'm really gonna enjoy this. It definitely looks weird and quirky. You'll see that the roof is going to, it's not going to completely change, but it is going to change. Because it looks like a throne of ice right now. It looks weird. It looks a little janky. It's not done. Trust me. This is a work in progress. um, and it's not quite what I had in my head. Like I said, I can't really afford to do what I had in my head because if I had it in, the idea in my head is that I would actually have uh, a full-fledged second story and all this other stuff that I mean, I could probably do the second story, but it would just be blank space, and I'm not sure I want that. So I was trying to figure out what I wanted, and I just kept messing with stuff, and so this is what I ended up with. You're going to see it here in a minute. I'm finalizing it, I guess, in my brain. I did end up putting up one more roof that ended up being glass, and I gave it a different pattern. I gave it the really cool, like flowery looking pattern. I think it was on this side, I want to say. Yeah. Because I just wanted it to be different on one side. Like I said, I'm being very weird and quirky with my roofs right now. Don't know why, but I was like, all that natural light coming in would be really pretty, and especially if it just flows in from one side of the house. So basically, when the sun's on one side of the house, it'll flow in real nice, and the other side of the house, it'll start calming down. If I could tell which side the sun came in on the Sims, I would have had it coming in with the sun rising would have came in the glass side and sun setting would have came in on the more overhead side, but it's a little complicated in The Sims. I guess I could have totally had the sun evolve, like rotate, and I could have seen where the sun was coming, but I didn't think about that. But that's what I would have liked as far as that glass roof goes. As you can see, I'm looking at it all going, yeah, these are a little too high. This looks a little too funky. And then I realized that you could see into the bathroom from the upstairs loft. Like you could just look down into the bathroom and I was like, yeah, no one wants to see what you're doing down there in the bathroom. Um, so then I realized that if I was going to cover up the bathroom, you're basically already covering it with tiles. So might as well just make it more of this loft. You know, you might as well just finish up the deal, seal the deal basically, and make it a bigger loft, which is what I ended up doing. Um, that was uneven, so I fixed that. And then I realized I was using the old paint, so I had to go grab the new paint and fix that. Anyway, so now I'm just doing the exterior paint, trying to make the house look a little prettier and not so crazy looking. I know it looks a little weird, but I think it doesn't look that bad in the end. And I was playing to see if varying heights, what it would look like, and I decided that kind of keeping them all overlapping each other was a good idea. And then I was trying to figure out where to put these windows because I forgot about those walls over there. Forgot they were there. It's like, oh yeah, we have windows. Of course, I also realized that we were really spending our cash hard, and I was like, "Oh, great! This place looks good, except the fact that it's barren and there's no windows." Then I was like, "Oh wait, there are windows. They're over here." So I grabbed them and started putting them up. And then I started messing with those specific walls because I couldn't tell if they looked funky or not. So I put everything up and looked from far away and realized no, it looked fine. And then I put them back, and then I had to fix the paint, and it was this whole thing. And I kind of wanted the brick there since there was brick on the other side to match. And I just make sure that all of the, I guess, corner walls facing outward, to the left and the right, all had the same exposed brick look. Um, and then, of course, I fixed the parents' bedroom because it was kind of a half wall there. I'm not sure if I liked the fact that it was a half wall. Part of me is thinking I liked it. I might go back and change that back to a half wall and put like a little flooring there or something. And maybe use it as shelves instead. Actually, yeah, I'm really thinking that's what I'm going to go back and do. Anyway, I see I'm having other ideas while I'm sitting here talking to you guys, but don't worry. These are things we can always change and update. Um, so yeah, so this is just me painting the house, which is super thrilling. Um, I think the paint is off on that one corner, which I know it is. I think I also forgot to put flooring in the roof of the bathroom area, the basically the loft area. This is where we run out of money. I'm like, oh, and out of money. Oh wait, I can delete these. Oh, got back money. Because I forgot we had a whole extra set of stairs and everything else over there. So then I went in and just started painting stuff, making stuff pretty, trying to match different things. Once again, I think I'm either going to go back and change that, or I think that might end up being a closet. I'm not sure yet. We're gonna mess with that bedroom, I'm sure. Um, but yeah, so, and then I realized I hadn't done the bathroom, so I did the bathroom. And then looking at this bathroom, I realized, oh my God, these windows are weird. They're too high. So I dragged them down a little bit and I checked the back and just make sure they're all the kind of the height of the doors is what I'm looking for. Then I realized the roof looked a little weird, so I started messing with it and just trying to figure it all out. And that part, I don't know what was going on there, so I started messing with that. And yeah, so it was a whole thing. Like I said, this house was rough, but I think it looks good. Weird, but good. Um, I'm not hating it. I did forget to put flooring right there. See, I'm looking at it like it's done, and I know it's not done, but I'm looking at it like it's done. Oh boy. I forgot. No? Yes. Yes, I forgot. Okay. Didn't put flooring in the kids' rooms either, so need to do that. So I'm just finalizing everything. You'll see there's a few more places that I ended up putting carpeting when we actually start the episode, but yeah, so this is the house. Um, So this house is like fun and weird and quirky. I will put flooring in the playroom as well as the loft and maybe fix the master bedroom. All these things will be fixed before the next episode. Um, so I hope you guys like my tiny build um, for my for Piper's family. I really think they're going to love this house. It's kind of more along the lines of what I've been wanting to do for them. So I'm excited. And I mean, I know there's a lot more stuff that we have to do yet. There's more things we need to add on. I've definitely sunk my teeth into our cash. We only have 800 bucks left. Um, but I think this house has turned out really cute. Um, Not perfect. There's still things I want to do different, change about it. Maybe see if I did these wrong. I'm not sure, but I just thought it would be really cool to have nice big sunny rooms. And I thought the use of the roofs would be really a neat way to do it. I could be totally wrong on that, but I thought it was kind of neat. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day wherever you are in the world, and I'll talk to you soon. Dag dag.